Hello everybody and welcome back to RogueTech, where last episode our Epimetheus took a lot of damage. No doubt about it, it's going to take 27 days to repair. That's a lot of days. I'm not sure we want to wait that long, but we are making that be our priority. So we're going to tick forward here and get everything else back for sure. Of course, we're going to get a financial report here. Apparently we've got a cat, and I mean, the cat will be very good at hunting mice, I'm sure. So we'll welcome the cat on board the Argo. Fantastic. 5 morale. Everybody likes the cat. We're calling it Artemis. That sounds great. Excellent. So we're going to have our financial report here, and that's going to be mildly painful. No doubt about that. We're going to go to extravagant, and that was very quick indeed. Okay, I guess it didn't autosave because we had just done an autosave from the event. Okay, sure. So Squire's going to be back here. We've got 6 days on our repairs, and I think we might just deploy without the Epimetheus at this point. 14 more days mean we'll only have 7 days for our financial report, so we might just want to do a fairly easy mission, or a mission that doesn't allow us to do a full drop anyway, like those millions of blackout missions that it keeps offering us. Those would all be decent options, but first, let's do some Mech Warrior promotions. What do we got going on here? Well, Coach could use a point of tactics, and that'll be fine. Gorgon, a point of tactics, that'll be fine. GV, a point of probably piloting, actually. We'll do that. Okay. Jammer, you can grab a point of gunnery. Fantastic. What else do we have here?
You've got my attention.
Looks like a whole bunch of nothing other than a point of gunnery for Romeo. And that is, of course, a very, very good thing. Savarok could get a point of guts, and we'll take that for the time being. And then, Squire, you are a substitute pilot in the Epimetheus. I'm going to take Bandit for a substitute pilot, and actually, we've also got this point of guts that we can take. So that sounds absolutely great. And then, Weaselcakes, you are good to go. Cool, so let's hop into the command center here, and we'll just take a look at what we've got. I definitely think running a smaller lance here would be not a bad thing. We'll just need to decide who we want to bring along, right? So this is a battle here. Okay, I'm just wondering, what about like this one? That's also a battle? There's a lot of battles available right now. Assassination, here's a blackout mission. Okay. Windy Day. And it's the weird one again. Sure. Let's negotiate this, and is this a free priority salvage? It is. We can run it right here. That sounds good. We're against Word of Blake, and we're going to have to be very concerned about what we're going to bring. So I think we're going to bring, it's a maximum of 400 tons. I think we're going to immediately say we're not going to be bringing any of these 3 vehicles. The question is, do we want to bring the Nidhogg? I mean, yeah, we want to, but are we going to? We need to drop 2 additional units and 120 tons. So an average of 60 tons each. That would mean dropping crossbows or the Marauder and the Nidhogg. That would be basically perfect. So we can bring something like this. I think that's reasonably fine. But we need to move the crossbow over, so that can be in slot 1 here. We would just need to do something like that. Okay, so something like this should be reasonably fine. Beyond that, yeah, I mean, we can only drop the 6 units. So this seems okay. Let's do this. And I'll see you guys after the loading screen. Darius didn't warn us about this, despite the fact that this is 4.5 skull. Okay, that's a little spooky. Okay, that took a minute to load. So let's begin this mission and see what we've got. Of course, we've only got 6 units here, like fully half of our units. But we've been provided a possible location, and we're going to move on up and see what we've got here. The only good Blakist is a dead Blakist? Okay, sure. Who are these, Steiner? Yeah, okay. That's reasonably fine. So we're going to move up over here. These turrets may or may not be aggressive. We'll see. Let's just move on up, and we'll see what our allies end up doing to help. Probably not very much, if I had to guess. That's how allies tend to be, but sometimes they're a little useful. At least we have a lance and a half rather than just a lance, but let's get heading in. We're not the fastest movers in the world, no doubt about that. So Freedom, this is a Marksman SPG, and that's a Shiltron. I mean, they have decent vehicles here. No doubt about it. What does that Freedom have equipped? Quad LRM-15s? Okay, that's not terrible. Well, we're just going to head on up here. I'm just wondering what our way down is. I guess we could come down this way or potentially this way. Sure, we'll just position here for now, and we'll just advance as much as we can. So we're just going to go reasonably quickly.
I'm going.
With primarily cavalry mechs, although we do have some fire support here. So that'll be relatively fine. We're just going to need to slowly close in here and figure out what exactly is going on here. We don't have a lot of salvage, 5 and 27, I believe, so we might be able to get some decent salvage out of this. I wouldn't mind having a backup unit for situations like what we have right now, where the Epimetheus is going to take a very long time to repair. So that wouldn't be a bad thing. We can move up our Black Knight here. That'll be fine. Our crossbow to about here, and our rifleman to about here. Okay. So our allies are just kind of running around and being mildly useless. No doubt about that. But this is not shocking in any meaningful way, right? We're not at all surprised about that. The question is, are these turrets hostile or not? We're almost certainly going to have an enemy here. So that is certainly noted. Is this considered one? No, it is not. Okay, that's probably good. That gives us some time to move some units in. So we'll just move to about here, and then our crossbow to about here. Our rifleman can go somewhere around here. Okay. Next round, we're going to be triggering this. Our allies are sticking fairly close here, which is reasonably good. I mean, other than the SPG. Hopefully we don't take too much fire from that stray shotting. That would be awkward. But let's move our crossbow in, and we'll see what we've got. Our Bandersnatch is going to position about here, but the Grasshopper is going to trigger this. What do we got? Turret spinning up. Okay. So with the turret spinning up, we can move in out over here. We are out of combat right now, so we have one turn to close in.
Roger that.
And now we're entering combat. Okay. So we get to move before these turrets do, and our ally disembarked its infiltrator there. Okay. It was attached to the Centurion. We'll see what the Centurion decides to do here. I'd like to see it attack one of these turrets. I guess going for the heavy AC turret is fine. Softens it up a bit. Excellent. Next up is going to be one of their units, the SPG. Yes, it's the SPG. Also firing on that heavy AC turret. Okay, I can work with that. So that's continuing to soften up. I kind of want to move our LRM crossbow into about here. It's in cover, and we can fire on either the heavy AC turret or the large laser turret. The heavy AC turret is basically a guaranteed kill, and we don't have to deal with these autocannons, so we'll take that. Excellent.
One less turret.
So 1 down, 3 to go. Next up, we're going to see the allied Shiltron move. I'd like to see that move like down over here. Okay, firing on the large laser turret and missing literally everything. Okay. Well, that's not very helpful. Well, our Bandersnatch can step forward out over here. We can fire on any of these we choose to. We're likely going to fire on, that's quad AC2s. None of these are tremendously scary. I'm going to go for the heavy AC turret here. And are we going to accept this shutdown? Yes, we are. Okay, structure exposure. But the AC turret is not gone yet. And yes, we do fail the shutdown override. That was expected. I'm not surprised that we failed that shutdown override. We'll see what the Freedom does here. It goes for the heavy AC turret. That's good. That should be a dead AC turret. Beautiful. 2 down, 2 to go. Next up is going to be our crossbow. I'm going to move the crossbow right up over here. And we're going to fire on this large laser turret. I'm not going to use improved MRM ammo here. I think there's no point. And let's just light this thing up. We could kill it here, I think. And we did. 3 down.
Target destroyed.
Very nice shooting there. And finally, this will be our rifleman. The rifleman can position here. This is going to soften up. We still have our Black Knight to move, as well as our Grasshopper. So we can soften up this heavy laser turret.
All weapons are go.
Good softening. I like it. Next up, I would like to move the Black Knight. And I'm just going to position the Black Knight right here, point blank range.
Onward.
And we're going to continue to hit this heavy laser turret. This might kill it. I'm not sure if we will. I think we're going to be reliant on crits.
Welcome.
Okay, we didn't get the crits that we needed, but we did a lot of damage to it, and our Grasshopper is still available. So we're going to move the Grasshopper in over here. I think we're not going to fire the AC-20, but everything else we will. And there we go. So the turrets got no opportunity to fire at us. That is excellent. And we'll find out what's going on at the nearby settlement. So the second settlement is where? Up there? Okay, noted. So there's this road up to it. Gotcha. Okay, we're just going to make our way down over this way. We'll restart our Bandersnatch. The Black Knight is going to head up here. The Grasshopper is going to head up. And we're going to want to get our units grouped together a little bit. We're going to need to sink some heat and get our Bandersnatch moving. The Bandersnatch, of course, shut down. And that's absolutely fine. But the good news is we took no damage from that first encounter. So that is great. The Bandersnatch is going to take a while to get caught up. And with these allied units, that's going to slow us down quite a lot. I'm going to move partway up this road here. The Bandersnatch can, position there, I guess. And we're going to need to wait for the Bandersnatch pretty soon. Most of our units are going to be able to make their way up this road reasonably quickly, but it's going to be kind of slow for the Bandersnatch. We'll need to get to this road and just make our way up and onto this road. That's the idea. Okay. So I think at this point, I'm going to have these guys wait. I don't want to get too close up over here. So the allied units are going to run around a bit and not do anything particularly useful. We are going to have this crossbow move up. And then we're going to move in with our rifleman, which is making its way to this road. And then the Bandersnatch, which absolutely needs to make its way on through here. But everyone else is going to wait. Okay. So we're just giving the Bandersnatch a couple of rounds to turn up. To catch up. I don't think we're going to wait for it to fully catch up here. It seems a little bit unnecessary. Just getting it to this road will be a very helpful thing. Okay, so the allies are finishing their movement here. I'm going to move in this crossbow to here. And this Black Knight can move up to about here. And then everybody else, we could just kind of very slowly leapfrog our way up.
I'm going.
Very, very slowly. The crossbow X can position here.
Roger.
And then, of course, we would have our Bandersnatch as fast as it can. And same with the rifleman. So these guys are going to both be working on catching up. I'm just going to leave these guys where they're at, to be honest. So that'll be fine. All we need to move now is our rifleman and our Bandersnatch. We're just trying to get to here, and then we can accelerate on this road. But the Bandersnatch is still going to be pretty slow. There's no doubt about that. It will fall a bit behind. Okay. Allied units are done moving. So the rifleman is going to move up to about here, seems good. And then the Bandersnatch is going to head out to this road. We are almost there. Next round we'll be there. Everybody else waits.
The cooling mech is a happy mech.
You're not wrong. A cooling mech is definitely a happy mech. Okay. So the allies are, of course, running around a bit. And they'll get done with that eventually. At least just not going too slow. Cool. Bandersnatch is going to start heading up this road. We are moving significantly faster with it now. And, of course, our rifleman can just position right about here. Everybody else is just going to brace. Cool. So the allied units are going to run around a bit. Bandersnatch needs to advance up this road. I think maybe we give it 2 more rounds. That would get it pretty close on the road. I don't think it would quite be caught up, but I think it'd be close enough.
Good to
So,
go.
yeah, it would be about here.
Coordinates received.
Everybody else can brace. We're just waiting on that Bandersnatch. So one more round of this, and then we should be good. Bandersnatch should be close enough. We can always have it head out, like, over this way, or even over this way. I don't think that would be useful. But we'll see what the enemy situation ends up looking like. Okay. Our turn once more.
Waiting on
The
you,
Bandersnatch
Commander.
is going to close into about here. And next round, everybody's going to get started moving again. Beautiful. So, of course, these allies are going to be, you know, running around in circles, doing not very much useful. But that's fine. Now we can begin our advance once more. So, let's push on forward to about here.
Affirmative.
And the Bandersnatch can position here as up the road as it can go. And we're just going to continue to advance now that we're much closer together.
Onward.
So that all seems reasonably good.
Affirmative.
Yeah, the Bandersnatch is going to lag behind a little bit, but we know that that's going to be the case. Our mechs move at different rates, right? So this is fine. I think we're going to, this round, find out what's going on up here. It's probably going to become a base defense mission, but let's find out. Crossbow X, right up
Roger.
over here. That did not trigger remarkably. We'll bring up our Black Knight
I'm your spaniel.
and our Grasshopper and our crossbow. Yep, everybody
On my
just
way.
closes on in. I'm shocked that this didn't trigger. I'm incredibly shocked about that, actually. It must be like one hex in front of us. Okay. So that all seems fine. Our allies are actually coming with us for once, which is also mildly surprising. Let's just head up to over here,
Aye, aye.
and we'll trigger this. What do we got? Okay. Henriette Bosch is completely fine. We can now leave. And now we need to save her and her dog. Okay. We're here for your dog as per your request. Uh-huh. Yeah. So, we're here to save her and her
On my
dog,
way.
and so are these guys. Well, we see a Hussar, we see a Hunchback, we see a Warhammer, a Hunchback, a Firestarter, and that's not too scary,
On the way.
all things considered. We're going to move up
Onward.
our Black Knight here. We're going to move everybody up. These guys just spawned in, so there's no point in taking any
Doing
shots
that.
at them. Are these turrets online? Yes, the turrets are on our side. Okay. So that's noted. Allies are taking shots up here. It's really not a good thing. They shouldn't be doing that. These guys all have 12 evasive. There's no point. Just let them move first. Then you can do it. So allies are moving before these. I don't love that. I wish they'd reserve. AI doesn't reserve, though, so that's something to keep in mind. Phase 19. So that is that Hunchback moving. Okay, what do you got? That's an AC-20 variant. Sure. The main concern right now is that one of these has something along the lines of a sniper artillery and just pounds the base from out of LOS. That would be problematic. This guy, however, he's a decent target. 6 evasive, so he'll be a little hard to hit. But we've got an LOS anyway. Ooh, the Hunchback might be a better target. Firing on our Grasshopper there. The Grasshopper is fine for that. We're completely okay with that one.
How's it going?
So our crossbow is going to step forward to be... I don't like these LOSs. Here is better.
Roger.
This is our LRM boat, and we're going to fire on this Hunchback. We're just looking to soften him up a little bit.
I copy.
It's an okay armor softening. It's not fantastic, but it'll do. Next up is that Firestarter. It's heading around the hill. Okay, noted.
me.
Our Crossbow X can position somewhere around here. We can fire our MRMs. It's probably... Actually, this is not the worst hit odds in the world. That Hussar doesn't have a lot of armor. So we can fire our improved MRMs and
Roger
see what we
that.
get here. Structure exposure. a hand destruction. All that thing's got is an LBX-10, right? Now our rifleman can step slightly forward out of cover, and we're just going to pot shot the ERPPCs here. We'll see what we get done here, if anything. No, nothing. That's not shocking, but it was worth a try. Okay, what else do we have going on for allied units? This will be the Freedom, firing LRMs at that Hunchback. Good armor softening. I like it. That is very decent. Phase 16 will now be one of these guys moving. The Warhammer. Okay. It's still out of LOS, so no major concerns there. Our Bandersnatch is absolutely out of range. I'm going to sprint, or rather out of LOS. I'm going to sprint us forward, and we're also out of range. There's not really a point in actually attacking here, so we're not going to. 0.9% hit odds, so we're definitely not going to do that.
I'm here.
Our Grasshopper wants to advance in and engage. We're going to sit here, and I'm going to pot shot the AC-20. Odds are low, but if we hit it, it'll do a lot. Okay, it didn't. Not surprised.
Negative damage.
So that seems reasonably fine. We're going to really start doing damage next round. This round, it's tough to hit, right? No doubt about that. But we're closing in, and we'll pot shot here as well. We did manage to hit one of those large lasers. Panic level critical. Noted. We'll see what the turrets do here. Missiles on that Hunchback, softening his armor more. That's very solid. Okay. The Infiltrator moves up, but doesn't really get anything done. More missiles softening another Hunchback. Okay, seems reasonably fine. Both of these move in phase 17. So we actually move our Crossbow X first, which is remarkable. We'll absolutely take that. But 2 round 19 movers, this Hunchback moves up and positions in front here. How much evasive is that? 4 to 6. We're probably best off to soften this Hunchy, to be honest. Okay, so next up is going to be this Hunchback heading a bit forward. I'm a little concerned about this guy heading around back here. We'll see what happens with that. But our crossbow is going to position right here in this side arc, in cover, and this is going to do a lot of damage to the side arc of this Hunchy. This is also where his strong weapons are located, in this right torso. So that AC-20 might just go away here. We'll see. We did stray shot one of those lasers back here. Okay, not fantastic clustering on that, but we did tremendously weaken him. The Freedom firing on the already softened Hunchback. Both of these are going to get to move pretty soon here, but our Rifleman can step forward over here. We can fire on any of these we choose to. Hit odds are best on this Hunchback. We'll take this, we may stray shot. Actually, we stray shotted a lot there, and that was pretty good. I think we stray shotted all 3 of those. Structure exposure then on this Hunchback, and this Hussar here is really not doing well. So yeah, they're going to move up, and they're going to attempt to do some damage to our Black Knight. But at what cost? They are significantly weakened now. All 3 of these units are very, very good targets for us. So we can position our Black Knight here, continue to hit the side arc of this Hunchback, which I think is our best bet here, because I'd like to not take this AC-20 shot. Okay, that was pretty mediocre, but there was some okay stray shotting there. We've definitely got a bit of a target-rich environment here. So next up is going to be our Bandersnatch. The Bandersnatch can position here and now gets an LOS. This is a front arc. So I think we'll just hit... All of these are exactly the same. But we would do more damage to this Hunchback if our ER medium laser Bright Bloom hits. Light him up. And we did actually hit with that, so that did matter. Torso destruction, meaning that there goes most of that Hunchback's armament.
You'll take it and like it.
Fantastic. And next up is our crossbow, which can position about here. And we can hit either of these. I'm going to hit this Hunchback because I'd like to get rid of that AC-20. AC-20 crit there. We did destroy the leg. That AC-20 is currently still there. Oh, there it is. AC-20 destroyed. Beautiful. So we don't have to worry about that. Next up is our grasshopper, which can position right up over here. I'm going to fire on this hunchback. We may stray shot.
Punching all the buttons.
And indeed we did a lot of stray shotting there. We destroyed 2 mechs with 1 shot. That was beautiful. Or no, we didn't destroy this one. We just hit it. Okay. So we've got that fire starter attacking out over here, which isn't shocking necessarily. For a second there, I thought we destroyed 2 of these with 1 shot, but this hunchback is still kicking, which is sad. Okay, missiles are going to fire on him. The missiles could destroy this hunchback. Like, the turrets definitely could. Pilot panics and ejects. Okay. Infiltrator moving up, but not really doing anything there. Missiles on that fire starter. Not many of them, though. Okay. So this hunchback is moving out and around. I doubt he's in LOS now due to terrain height. Probably not. Okay. So next up is going to be our crossbow X. And I want the crossbow X to position somewhere like here.
Sprinting.
Heat is going to be a concern, but let's just get rid of this Hussar if we can.
Confirmed.
I think he's dead. Oh yeah, definitely dead. Beautiful. So that's half of the enemy lance gone.
Too hot.
Now the question is, can we get LOS on the others relatively easily? Well, we'll see. For now, our Bandersnatch can absolutely step out over here. We have LOS on this fire starter. We're going to take this shot. 100%. Light him up. Good softening there, but the fire starter is still doing pretty okay. The Freedom moves up and also fires that same flank, though, and that fire starter just got a leg destruction. So much less okay now. This fire starter is in serious danger. It doesn't move until phase 11 at this point. The Warhammer is moving out over here. We might be able to sneak in an LOS on that. That would be amazing. No. We can sneak in an LOS on this fire starter, though, and that is indeed exactly what we're going to do. These hit odds aren't great for being knocked down, mostly due to size delta. Okay, that's fine. Let's light him up and see what we get there. Engine crit. Okay. Well, the fire starter is still alive for now, unless the pilot ejects, but he has shown no inclination for that just yet. Our grasshopper is going to need to advance up over here. We're not going to be getting LOS, so we can just sink heat and advance. Our rifleman is in a similar boat. I'm just going to position here and sink heat.
Commander?
The Black Knight can move up and fire on the fire starter, which we'll do.
Engaging target.
Okay. A couple of CT hits there, but nothing too major. The fire starter will get up now. Probably should have gone for the other torso there. I believe that this fire starter has an XL engine. That said, it's in direct LOS of this heavy LRM turret and just didn't move. It's super dead here. There we go. So that's absolutely fine. 2 enemies remain. Beautiful. So the Infiltrator is moving up here and not really getting any LOS. Centurion not really doing anything of note. The question is, when are these guys going to round the corner? The Hunchback moves up and absolutely does round that corner there. So now we've got ourselves a target.
I've got your back.
So the Crossbow X can position somewhere around here. Or we could allow the Warhammer to step forward. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to hope that the Warhammer moves up as well and gives us another target-rich environment. That would be ideal.
Okay,
The Freedom moves up and probably softens up that Hunchback. Yep, I like that choice. Getting a head hit as well. I'm going to reserve, and now that Warhammer steps forward, he moved fast there. Okay, he fired on that medium reinforced building. We took that laser shot,
Heavy damage.
and if we hadn't, that building would have been destroyed. So that's a good thing. The Rifleman can position out over here where it has a pretty clear shot on both of these. We're going to fire on the Warhammer. 6 evasive, but we've still got good hit odds here. And we missed almost everything. Okay. Sure. Well, we're going to be softening up that Warhammer extremely significantly here with our Bandersnatch. So we're going to get a very, very big hit here. I'm not going to fire these medium lasers. Just something like that. Nice. Big armor reduction into that CT and building up some instability. That's what I like to see. Actually, that was in the left torso, not the CT. So the Grasshopper is going to position about here.
Rolling.
And hit odds are best on the Warhammer. We'll take that. This is probably going to make him unsteady. We did miss the autocannon, though, which is not ideal. So that does not make him unsteady, sadly. If we had hit the autocannon, that would have done a lot more. But we can position our crossbow about here and look for the instability from this shot.
Locking in all weapons.
Good hits into that torso. And there's that instability. Perfect. That's what we're looking for, is making that Warhammer unsteady. Next up, our crossbow. The crossbow is basically forced to attack the Warhammer here. This is possibly a kill, though.
Roger.
Light him up.
I'll break him.
Torso destruction. Okay. The Warhammer is not going to last long. We definitely are going to have turrets attacking that Warhammer,
I'm receiving you.
but the Black Knight may not be able to hit the Hunchback. Actually, it kind of can. This is unobstructed LOS here. We may stray shot the Grasshopper, but I'll take that.
Firing on target.
We did not stray shot the Grasshopper, and we just softened up the armor of that Hunchback a little bit there. Okay, that Warhammer is probably dead. At least it's going to get knocked down. Engine crit there. That was a lot of damage, and the Warhammer does get knocked down. Okay. Well, looks like that's all we've got there. Unfortunately, the Warhammer isn't dead yet, but the crossbow can very likely finish it. Oh yeah, I think this is just free. There we go. One dead Warhammer, and now there's just a Hunchback.
Destroyed. I'm out of LRM.
No, you're not. You're out of that type of LRMs. Okay, so next up is going to be the Centurion, firing on that Hunchback, softening up the armor a tiny, tiny amount. Okay. From here, the crossbow X is a little overheated. It can't get into a great position, but we can position here. I don't think this is worth taking, to be honest. I think we're just going to sink heat here. Okay. This guy moves phase 19, so he is going to get an opportunity to move here. He takes down that medium reinforced building. That's fine. I don't think there's even a hidden bonus in Blackout missions for keeping them all alive. Maybe there is. But our Bandersnatch is absolutely going to hit this guy really hard. This armor is not going to do well from this. Fantastic. Building up some instability there. The Freedom firing indirect on the Hunchy, I mean, it did get a decent number of hits there. The Hunchy's frontal armor is quite weak at this point. And the Grasshopper is just going to move in, and we're going to kick him. Do we want to kick him from the side over here? Probably yes, just so that we have a clearer LOS if this doesn't kill him, but it probably will.
Acknowledge.
We did miss the melee, though, so that's not necessarily ideal.
What?
But the rest of it is fine. I don't mind any of that. That'll get knocked down.
Solid connection on that one.
And he actually ejects, so we are done. Fantastic.
Mission successful.
That looked great. We handled that very, very well, in my opinion. There's barely any damage, and that'll mostly just go towards repairing the Epimetheus at this point. So we made a decent amount of money. As far as the salvage goes, I don't know, maybe we salvage that Warhammer, or maybe we just take parts. We might be interested in... I don't think they even had any high-quality weapon systems, to be honest. Let's see what we've got. But I don't expect too much here. I mean, there's the LBX AC-10. That's not terrible. 6 double heat sinks. That's pretty good. Artemis ammo for LRMs. And I guess we can take some double AC-2 ammo. And this Warhammer part. Okay. It's okay. It's not the best thing in the world. Definitely not the best thing in the world, but it'll do. As far as repairs go, I don't expect this to be very much. We didn't take very much damage at all. We took a few smatterings here and there. So it's all good. It'll be like maybe 40k tops. Maybe a little more than that. We did see a couple of decent salvos into the grasshopper. Yeah, I don't know. It'll not be a lot. Certainly. It is about time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that as soon as we get loaded in here. And we'll get the repairs done next episode. Will be the way that this will go. What do you got for us, gang? 32k. I like it. Very nice. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and a very special thank you to all of the channel members for making this video possible, including ALS Gamer, Shadow Wolf, Kentogan, Ali Lee, Upper Cumberland Gamers, Nick Smarty, Dimitri H, Punching the Microphone, Soccerman12 UK, and all the rest. And of course, you. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, you can click the join button down below the video, and as always, I will see you all next time.